So, marriage. If you look at the contract of marriage, right? If you look at what happens when people divorce, is it safe to say that women almost get paid to leave that contract? You get the kids, you get alimony, you get the house, right? Men are left with nothing, homeless by themselves, right? So the next topic here, and I have a video just to see what we think. And I left it a little bit more open-ended, but should men be looking at marriage differently? Let me share my screen. And we got right. You guys can see it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something.
Wrong with what he's saying. He's basically saying, I hear you, coach. It ain't easy out there, brother. Like life's tough, marriage is tough, making money is tough, things are tough. But don't tell me that I shouldn't get married, or don't tell me that I can't have a successful marriage. How do you process that?
I don't think anyone says do not get married. I think they caution people to say do not get married. If I say do not get married without leverage, that is a position, right? That you can change. Thus, if you read my book, it says once you get to that position, you can then make the decision. You'll probably come out better than going in it without it. However, this is what I will always say. When men do find that that solution does not work out, they are left alone. There's nobody to help them. So people encourage people, hey, why not? Give it a try. But when you go bankrupt, when you lose your kids, when your kids are taken from you, when the courts kind of punish you for making this decision or punishes you for being a slightly better, higher earner, then nobody's there with information. Nobody's there with context. No one's there to help them. And I believe, not feel, I know, understand, believe, and I have evidence to show that men are left alone when they don't succeed in this endeavor. And that is the void that I feel, because I can tell you, hey, men are alone in this situation. Men are homeless. Men are thinking about eating guns. Men are thinking about, they have no way out. Men are losing big time, and we're losing a fraction of men due to manipulation, due to people trying to, they may be hurt. A woman might be hurt in a marriage, or she might feel that she's not being appreciated. And then she throws a grenade in the room. What happens then? See, that's where I come in. I get to show you what happens when the grenade is there. And I also encourage you, you're not alone in this. A lot of people come to my content and they find out, oh, you too? See, before, as I said, 70 years ago, 40 years ago, 30 years ago, there was nobody presenting this side of the argument.
This side, I see what you're saying.
This right here. Nobody, they just left men alone and said, well, you must not have been hitting it right. Or you must not have loved her right. Or you must have abused the kids. That's what she said. She said that you were, and nobody came to this position. So listen, there was a void open and I ran right through.
So if you like that clip, click right here.
Provide good context there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's Coach Greg Adams, by the way. He has a channel. He has a lot of good content. I recommend you subscribe to it. Also, the first clip, because I want to show love, is the Jubilee. Their page is awesome. They have a lot of different videos and stuff. But Coach Greg Adams, you heard what he had to say. So should men be looking at marriage differently? Obviously, some of us are married, right? I don't know if we want to speak in hindsight, but just from what Coach said, should men be looking at marriage differently?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Why is that, bro? Why is that?
I'll give you a prime example. I just told somebody yesterday, 22-year-old, he said, he just got engaged. And I looked him dead in his face. I said, "What you do that for?" Even though I'm married, it was a real question. Like, dude, like, why'd you do that? You just turned 22. And I know his salary, and I'm not going to throw his salary out there. But there's no reason, in my mind, there's no reason for this young man to be getting married at the age of 22. I told him straight up, like, bruh, you ain't even really get into your life yet. You don't even know if you're going to like this person in 5-10 years. And everything that you have now, that shit could be gone. You know, based off some paperwork. You could literally lose everything because you decided at 22 that you thought you was ready. But bruh, there's so much more out there that you gotta live and experience. Don't throw in the towel now. Not at 22, bruh. You're bugging. You're bugging. And don't get me wrong. I love being married. You know what I'm saying? Marriage works for me. But I do know people in situations where marriage ain't work for them. It literally brought them down to the bottom. And I see the struggles. I see the pain. I see the hurt. So I was just pretty much, throwing home your bone. Like, listen, bro, this could be, detrimental to your life. And, it's real. Like he said, I got real stories. I actually worked with an individual, not in my department, but his divorce brought him down to the bottom so bad that he couldn't afford to sustain a lifestyle. He actually had to move into a trailer at our job because child support and alimony was killing him that much. Like, this man's salary was humongous, but since he had so many kids and now he's divorced, you got to move into a fucking trailer. Excuse my language, but it's sad. So these contracts is definitely ruining some men. Just keeping it a buck.
So I definitely think we have to look at it differently. I like the fact that people are bringing that perspective of why not to marry, because those are all things you have to consider before doing it. You know what I'm saying? So me being divorced and now me being engaged, because I'm about to do it again, even after all of the consequences of being divorced from my first marriage. You know what I'm saying? So having to leave the crib, having to rent the room, paying for both things, hoping I could come back, not having the kids, having to go to court. So now that I got the kids, working my way out of debt, and here I am about to do it again. And I took all of those things into consideration. But I think it boils down to, why are you getting married? Right? Initially, for me, it was, shoot, I wanted to do the right thing. I'm going to be honest. I wanted to do the right thing because I already had one daughter, got her pregnant, and I ain't want to have a bunch of baby moms. You know what I'm saying? But I loved her too. I thought she was a good woman. She ain't going to leave me. We going to make it work. And so that was my thing. I didn't really know her, and I didn't know myself. And so I think those are the things that need to be taken into consideration first. You really have to know you. You really have to know you. And then that's the only way you'll really even see clearly if you can align with somebody else. So I think it's a lot deeper before you make that decision. But like with my fiance now, like, she fire, yo. She fired. And I was like 27, I think, when I got married. So I wasn't even young, but I also thought I knew everything. You know what I'm saying? That's when I just finished grad school, therapist. Like, nobody couldn't tell me nothing. Nigga, I thought I couldn't receive from nobody. Now I got men who hold me accountable on different levels. I got brothers like Hamp who gonna drop knowledge on me, but will always understand. I also got older men who they could tell me something, whether I agree with it or not. I'm gonna listen to it, sit back, chew on it. You know what I'm saying? I developed a lot of supports, but I also learned a lot about me. And the more I knew about me, when I met her, it just fell like this, to where we're aligned on so many different levels. It's crazy. And so, and again, our marriage is going to be built off of purpose too. It's not even going to be built off of feelings and love. So while the love is strong, that's why I push purpose, because with me working with a lot of couples too, when you see feelings change and you got people who selfish and stuff like that, it'll crumble. It'll crumble, and people don't observe enough, right? So I'm gonna tell you, the thing about my fiance when I knew she was different was, I ain't gonna put all her business out there, but like the way she treats her ex-husband after what he did, for her to still show like him, she's healed. She's genuinely a good person, to where no matter what she says, I will automatically consider it, because she's never coming from a place of spite, yo. You know what I'm saying? She's never trying to get over on nobody. I be trying to push her to be like meaner and she that's just not in her DNA. You know what I'm saying?
Question A: you getting a prenup?